Hello, dear friends. Today is a new month. I thought I will share some of my thoughts with you. As I was coming to the school, I happened to find a bilva tree. Bilva tree. You can see it has three leaves. Yes, it is very auspicious to be offered to Lord Shiva. I thought of these three as something different. Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, the Holy Trinity. Brahma, the creator, Vishnu, the sustainer, and Shiva, the destroyer. In nature, we happen to see so many things. This Holy Trinity in Hinduism is very important concept. So, what does it mean actually? Creation. Whatever we do, for example, when I write a book, it is a creation. And sustain. You continue writing and you make changes, you bring this character, you move to this place and that place, and you try to intertwine all the things and try to make a story. That is all about sustaining. Ultimately, you put a climax or whatever you want is in your mind, that you put it and you bring it to a completion. Is not this a trinity again? A triangle? If we see a triangle here, right? The creation, the sustain, and then end. In life, there are so many triangles like that. I noticed it. It's my observation. I found that we say body, mind, and then soul. Again, you see the trinity. One is body, another is mind, and another is soul. And nobody knows about soul. So I would like to call that soul as nothing but our breathe. My body is functional and my mind is functional as long as the breathe is there, right? See, I inhale the air around, I exhale the air, right? It's a mutual understanding, a correlation between me and the environment. The air belongs to the environment, and I live because of that environment. Because this body and the mind and the environment which gives me all the necessary things, in particular that air. So that is also a Holy Trinity. Even in Christianity, in Christian doctrine, we have the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. The Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. When you talk about Jesus Christ, again, there is oneness. The Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Christianity also talks about the oneness of the being. You can see that the nature is one. We are all part of the nature. The food I eat is come from the ground, from the field. I am part of that nature. The air I breathe, again part of the nature. So whatever I am part of this nature. And when I extend this little bit into psychology, I love philosophy, I love psychology, and I love life really. And I am observer. I observe. I am a witness to all things happening around me. Now, when you think about another concept, right? I think that is the brain is thinking, that is the thought. And the brain is bringing that is the thought. And the thought creates emotions. That emotions, the feelings, that actually affect our heart. Again, you see the thought. The heart cannot think. It is very foolish to say the heart is thinking. Heart cannot think. The thoughts are created by the brain. And that thought, if it is anger or with this joy or anything, according to that, the feelings are created. And that feelings create sensations in the body. And particularly, our heart is prone to a quick attack of the feelings. That's why we say, from a heart I say. Yes, that means it is the feeling which is coming. And you connect this. Then, where is mind? What is mind? I hope I am not taking too seriously. It's just my thinking. Where is mind? To me, mind is that thought and the feeling together. That is the mind. My mind says. How the mind can say? The brain says, and the feelings are created. I connect with that feeling, and that is, to me, is really mind. So, everything what we think, but this thinking by the brain is very, 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 very complex process. Now, that is where the problem is. In all the philosophy, they say the mind is like a monkey. Not just a monkey. It is a monkey drunk honey. Or you can say drunk some, what you will say, spirit. Or some, like you say, alcohol. Right? See, it has already drunk. Monkey is restless and it has already taken some drink. And in this confusion, the externally, a bee comes and strikes it. See, already monkey is restless. And when you take something, a drink, hot drink, naturally you are prone to think differently. And in this confusion, if a bee comes and strikes, how will you jump here and there? So this mind is really, really very, very difficult to control. Yes, the one who is able to control the mind, it means to control the thought process, it means to be able to have a hold on the feelings, then he becomes a yogi. Or whatever we call it, that is the highest form of humanness. And I feel that I wanted to share this, right? When I saw this Bilva Patra, this idea came to me. I offered to Lord Shiva, and then it came to me, why don't I talk about my own feelings of Brahma, Vishnu, and the Shiva or Maheshwara, Shankar. So all these are part of our own consciousness, right? Creation, sustenance, and death. It's all part of life. Everything is born, has to sustain life, and it has to go. But the question is, birth is not in our hand, and death is not in our hand, but what is in our hand is this life. How we live our life. Are we following certain morals and values? Are we more human? Are we understanding? So that is what, to me, strikes as one of the most importance of this particular belief. Thank you so much.